I think some people would have been quite relieved yesterday, just as the temperatures dropped, not even dipped, dropped.
That's right, Naga. They dropped by at least 10 degrees in some places, and the overnight temperature as well in the south lowered again this morning. So that has been a blessed relief for many of us. Good morning. What we have today is a chillier start to the day, as Naga alluded to there. We've also got some mist round about the Scottish borders that will lift quite quickly. And then for much of England and Wales, we're looking at sunshine, whereas for Northern Ireland and Scotland, we've got some showers.
Good morning. It's feeling a little fresher this morning in comparison to the last few. It is going to be a dry day. We've got plenty of sunshine, and actually it is still going to feel rather warm.
He was talking about Wimbledon there. Carol, I know you've been there a couple of days this week, but I think it's all changed, isn't it, weather-wise?
It's going to be dry today, Charlie, which is good news for the players and, of course, the spectators, and also tomorrow, and not as hot as it has been. But today we have a beautiful start to the day across much of the country. There's a lot of sunshine around, as you can see here in Ratho in Edinburgh. But later, if you're out in Edinburgh, maybe worth just popping a brolly in your bag because there are showers on the way. The other thing you may be interested in today are the pollen levels. They're high or very high across much of England and also all of Wales.
Morning. That's a lovely view behind you, quite similar to what we were seeing there, actually. Morning.
Good morning, Naga and Charlie. Good morning to you too. It is a beautiful view, Naga. It's from one of our weather watchers taken this morning in Northumberland. Many of us are starting off with blue skies this morning, but not everywhere. In Northern Ireland, there's a bit more cloud around, and we've also got some showers.
What's that picture telling us? A little bit calmer in terms of heat?
Oh yes, very much so at the moment, Naga. Doesn't mean we're not due another heat wave in the next couple of weeks, of course. Something we're keeping a very close eye on. Good morning to you too. This morning, if you're just stepping out, well, it's not particularly chilly. It's not as stifling as it was the other day, though. If anything, it will be a little bit warmer, 26 or 27 degrees. But as we head into the weekend, it looks changeable. At times it'll be wet and it'll be windy in the north and breezy in the south. Naga and Charlie.
Gardeners will be happy, Carol, don't you think?
Absolutely. My garden looks like the Gobi Desert at the moment. Not a good look.
Is that your fault or the weather's fault, Carol?
Definitely the weather, Naga. Definitely.
Of course. See you later. It's a bit up and down, isn't it, Carol? Some will be very relieved with the lower temperatures.
That's right, Naga, on all counts. We've got a north-south split, actually, in the weather today, although we're all starting with some sunshine, or most of us are starting with some sunshine. Good morning. What we have at the moment is some lovely blue sky to admire here in Newcastle upon Tyne.
Hello there, Lewis. It's going to be a dry day today at Edgbaston for the cricket and for the tennis at Wimbledon, and also tomorrow, and there'll be some sunshine as well.
Good afternoon. The temperature is still warm. It's just not quite as humid as it has been. First thing this morning, plenty of sunshine, but there was definitely a fresher feel to the air in comparison to the last couple of mornings. Very little in the way of cloud, but we are starting to see it bubble up into the afternoon.
Hello there, Lewis. Well, it has cooled down a bit, but it's still warm enough if you've got the sunshine at least to be in a deck chair today. It's not the case everywhere, mind you. Over the past few hours, you can see how we've had showers pushing across Scotland and Northern Ireland, some wetter weather into Western Scotland as well. And there's a lot of cloud also arriving in Scotland and Northern Ireland, keeping it cooler. And we'll see more wet weather here through the rest of the day.
Hello again. Well, most of us got to enjoy some fairly decent weather across the capital throughout today. The good news is on Friday there is more to come, so a fine end to the working week. However, later on in the day those winds will be increasing, and the heads up for the start of the weekend, we are expecting some outbreaks of rain at times. So there will be moderate traces of nettle pollen as we go through the next few days, but the main culprit is grass pollen. Very high on Friday, moderate Saturday, back up to high on Sunday. Bye-bye.
Good evening. A perfect summer's day for Wimbledon and across the capital in general. We had a lot of sunshine and a pleasant feel to things with highs of 26 degrees across the capital.
Bye-bye.
Well, not great news at Wimbledon, Sophie, but the weather is behaving itself at SW19 so far this championship. Another day of blue sky and sunshine, but
Joe is in Skipton in North Yorkshire for us. And Joe, it's turning unsettled, isn't it?
Changeable weather ahead to end this week. Yes, it's been a generally very warm and fine day across England and Wales today. Temperatures at Heathrow reaching 26 degrees. A different story further north. Blustery showers and some really windy conditions for parts of Scotland. And Northern Ireland's seen some rain as well today. A bit of a precursor to what we're expecting in those parts of the world for tomorrow. Certainly there are going to be some rather heavy spells of rain for northern and western Scotland from tomorrow morning. And this has led the Met Office to release a yellow warning for rainfall. It's expected to give some rather local impacts, surface flooding perhaps on the roads in those areas, particularly for the Western Highlands and Argyll from tomorrow into Saturday and Saturday afternoon. Of course, with it being the Scottish school holidays, lots of people travelling in that area, something to be aware of. Other than that, as we look towards the end of the week, something slightly fresher beginning to move in across the UK, but the near continent still very hot, as we know, and there's signs that at the end of next week, that hot weather will be returning to us here. As we look towards the end of the working week, another very warm day with lots of sunshine across England and Wales, particularly in the southeast during tomorrow. Further north, it is going to be rather more blustery, feeling a little cooler with that heavy rain for northern and western Scotland through tomorrow and into Saturday. Changeable for all of us by the time we get to Saturday, in fact. So dry, warm conditions for Test cricket tomorrow in Wimbledon, of course, but it is looking decidedly more unsettled for everybody as we head into this weekend.
All right, Joe, thanks very much.